Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at the New York Historical Society, and it's all about the Roaring Twenties, with a special performance by crooner, bandleader, and entertainer, Mr. Dandy Wellington. Keep watching, darlings. More coming up right here at Cognac's Corner Magazine. Pink champagne kisses.
Take a quick moment to give a shout out to all the fabulous, strong, and amazing women that are in the room today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's hear it for the women, ladies and gentlemen. The Women's March is today. And although Women's History Month is in March, what's happening here at the New York Historical Society is preempting that, ladies and gentlemen. In February, Women's March, an exhibit is going to be here at the end of February, just in time for March, folks, celebrating women and all the things that they've worked for and have achieved in this country. Make sure you come and see what's happening here at the New York Historical Society for that and for many other things. Here's a little tune that was inspired by a very strong woman, Honeydew. An original tune. Here we are. Honeydew, you're my little honeydew, sweeter than a bubble chew. Skies are blue when I'm near you. You're so fine. You're my perfect Valentine. Tell me that your love is true. Honeydew of mine is mine. All day, every day, I yearn for you. I hope, yes, I pray that you'll love me to mine. Honeydew, I'd cross that ocean blue for my baby, baby, honeydew, honeydew. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the band.
That's good. Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane. We're here at the New York Historical Society, and it's for a very good cause. It's all about the jazz age. It's 2020, and this is the Roaring Twenties party, and I'm here with Eddie, and he's going to tell my audience why he's such a big supporter of this historical society and about all the events that he comes to. Introduce yourself, darling.
Well, as she said before, my name is Eddie Abreu. I'm 24 years old, and I am a very big vintage enthusiast. And I'm excited to say that I am very proud to attend this party. And speaking from experience, I've seen a lot of vintage enthusiasts coming here tonight for this momentous party celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Roaring 20s, which was a decade of progress, innovation, liberation, and hopes for the future as far as individual is concerned. And this is important for us in this new decade that we're living on, because even though it's the 2020s, we are going to expect a lot of Roaring 20s revivals, and because the 1920s have a residence on us today and for generations to come, I believe it's going to be beneficial for us to dress up in all those flashy vintage outfits that they wore back in those days, and it's also going to create a resonance to us in the many months to come. So I just hope that for the many vintage enthusiasts out there, and especially for those who are attending the party tonight, it's a very great experience. And for me personally, as a vintage enthusiast myself, it's a great feeling, and hopefully we can all go back to a time when life was much simpler. Instead of the political incorrectness that's going on at that time, but nevertheless though, 1920s forever will be America's greatest decade.
Why is that? Why is it America's greatest decade, the 1920s? What was so special about the 20s?
Well, the 1920s for us, even though we were emerging from a time when World War I was emerging across Europe and portions of Africa, for those who don't know, a majority of the Americans, and especially the Europeans as well, experienced a revitalization of themselves towards their own destiny. And by that I mean, by the time the 1920s came around, even after the 1920s, before the 1920s came around, and especially thereafter, we start to experience a growth of vitality, a growth of vigor that we've never experienced before, and that is why it still appeals to us today, because in those days, women were just coming out of the Victorian age where everything was forbidden and everything was so, shall we say, not to normalize in a way that affected their moral behaviors as far as their right to advocate for themselves is concerned. So even after the 1920s came around, and even after also further decades beyond, it taught us that to be liberated and to also be instilled in the spirit and vigor of things to come, and also the joviality of what it is to feel great in your heart. That resonates to us, and I believe the 1920s were a component of that. And even though it's been 100 years since the 1920s, and there's going to be lots of revivals of the 1920s and the customs in those days, we just hope that it's going to stay for a very long time.
You are somebody that really has a lot to tell. I mean, you know a lot about the 1920s
Yes.
and history,
Yes.
why it's so fabulous. Now, tell my audience, as a writer, where can we go to learn more information about you? Do you have a website?
Well, I'm on Facebook, but for many events that cater to the vintage elite, I suggest you go on to .org, and they have all the vintage events there that they list in order to satisfy the majority of the vintage elite, and also there's some big events coming up. There's also the Jazz Age Long Party. If you don't know what that is, it's one. Yes, the Jazz Age Long Party happens every year. I believe this year is their 12th year doing it at Governor's Island. Tickets go on sale on February 3rd, but the entire event is going to be on June 13th and June 14th. So for further information, go on their web, go on Google and click up Jazz H Lawn Party, and they have more information there.
Can we follow you on Facebook?
Yes, I'm also on Instagram as well.
Tell us your Instagram page.
Eddie Abreu 982.
Spell it.
EDDIEABREU 982.
Gorgeous. Give me a kiss, darling. And we'll be back, darlings, with more interviews right here at the New York Historical Society with Dandy Wellington. More coming up. Big champagne kisses.
My name's McSweemey. I'm with Montauk Distilling Company. We've been around since 2013, and we're family-owned and New York-based. We're very proud of our products. Tonight we're serving a specialty cocktail made with our cinnamon rum and apple cider. It's a winter drink. We've never gone through it as quickly as we've gone through it
I
tonight.
see everybody's drinking it.
They are.
It's like the most outrageous drink here.
Yeah, so that's a good validation that we're doing something right. The product is good. We're proud of it. We're New Yorkers. We want to serve New Yorkers good drinks.
Now, is this the first time you've ever done anything here at the New York Historical Society?
This is the first time we've been at the Historical Society.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I'm here at the New York Historical Society, and it's all about the Roaring Twenties. And I'm here with this gentleman who is going to introduce himself and talk about his product.
Well, thank you, Cognac. Appreciate your interest.
To the audience, if you want to learn more about the product, where can we go?
Thank you very much for asking that. So anybody that's interested can check out our website. It's www.montaukdistillingco.com. So Montauk Distilling, we distill rum, gin, and soon-to-be vodka. Thank you.
And we'll be back, dogs, for more interviews, more celebrities, and more entertainment right here at Cognac's Corner Magazine. Big champagne. This is
The great Molly Ryan, that was introduced by Ethel Waters. Traveling all alone. Oh, by the way, the Boswell sisters didn't do too bad on this one either. Just saying, just in case you were wondering.
I'm so weary and all alone. Feet are tired like heavy stone. Traveling. Who will sing and who will care about this load that I must bear? Traveling, all alone. Whereas I stand to hand above, but my burdens, woes, and love had no doubt in misery. Nothing now appeals to me. Traveling, all alone.
My name is Akil Davis, coming to you from New York. We are loving it here. Danny's on stage. We've got art. We've got beautiful art, beautiful people. Loving to be here.
Tell my audience why you're such a big supporter of the Roaring Twenties.
I think that at the time of the music was pretty revolutionary. Cultural things aside, in terms of race and gender, what the art that was being generated at that time, I think had a really nice authenticity to it. It was clean, it was really, really precise. Things were about lines, details, it was classy. So, and then, very, very elegant. And I like that. I like the style. I like the language too, Listen to him say in the background, Yeah, the music, the dancing. Clothing was impeccable. Clothing is impeccable. It's great.
Fabulous. What's your website?
You can find me either on Instagram. My handle is There Must Be More Light. There must be more light. There must be more light. I am a theater professor and a performing artist. I'm an interdimensional, intergalactic space pirate wizard captain. So I train actors during the day and I do performance at night. My name is Akil Davis. How can we make this happen again?
I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah? We should do something together, right? Yo, tell us what you think we should do together. What do you want to see us do together?
I don't know, but we'll think of something.
Yeah. Let's
and
get together.
You can watch this interview at cognacscornermagazine.com.
Awesome. Yeah.
And Facebook. Where can we follow you on Facebook?
AKIL, Akil Apollo, like the sun god, Davis, Davis. Check it out. Yeah, check me out. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff on there.
You're gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll be back, darlings. More interviews right here at Cognac's Corner Magazine. Big champagne kisses.
All right.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at the New York York Historical Society, and it's all about the Roaring Twenties. And I'm here with this musician who is with the Dandy Wellington Band, and he's going to introduce himself and tell us why he is such a big supporter of this museum, of this historical society, and also of the Roaring Twenties. Introduce yourself to him.
How do you do? My name is Mike Davis. I play the trumpet with Dandy Wellington's band, and I pretty much play music of the 1920s and into the early 30s professionally all the time. That is to say, I don't really play any other styles of music because that's what I like to do, and I've been very lucky to do it professionally here in New York.
Now tell my audience, what is so special about 1920s and music? Why should we all enjoy that music? What's so unique about it?
Well, it's an amazing confluence of factors, including that pop music had some of the best brains in songwriting and composing, working on the songs themselves, and then some of the greatest musicians playing it at the time. Such creativity, such technique and instrumental prowess also intersected with the height of what was popular. And from then it's pretty much downhill in terms of everyone's playing and songwriting. Pretty soon it's 3-chord guitar nonsense, and you can have that.
Who was your favorite out of all the entertainers from that era? Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Being a trumpet player and cornet player sometimes, my biggest hero is probably, well, I have to say Louis Armstrong, of course. There's just no one like Louis. But any other perspective on the trumpet, I think, is informative. And on that note, I've been very influenced by Bix Beiderbecke and his subtle lyrical style, as well as Red Nichols. But cities also had distinctive musical flavors. Kansas City bands don't sound like New York bands, don't sound like Chicago or New Orleans or San Francisco. It's really amazing, the geographical difference, and that got ironed out in later years, so that's fun to revisit.
Did you watch a lot of the films from that era, from the 1920s and 30s?
Yes, but once it's in sound, it's just so much more accessible, so I admit I had to develop a taste for silent movies. It's harder to appreciate the songs when they're on YouTube, but it's some horrible electronic keyboard accompaniment. So sometimes I watch them with my own music on a different tab on my computer. But
this is the 1930s. But my favorite actress, which I kind of I'm inspired by her, is Jean Harlow. So I just
she's great.
adored her.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of James Cagney too, and they're both in his breakout movie Public Enemy. Has her in it. She's what a character.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And of course, he was great in White Heat.
Oh, Jean Harlow? Oh,
Just
yeah, that's later than you think it is. I'm always surprised. I forget the year, but it's in the 1950s.
No, it's in the 30s.
White Heat?
Yeah, White Heat. Yeah, it's in the 30s.
Okay, I'll check it again.
Okay. Check it again. He says on the top. Top of the world, Mom. Top of the world.
Right.
Well, it was such a delight to talk to you. Tell my audience now, how long have you been with this particular band?
I've been working with Dandy since, for almost 9 years going on. So
9 years, that long?
I think so.
And how many places have you performed at here in New York?
I've never kept track of that, but it seems like every time I go to a new one, I pass an old one I forgot about.
Wow. Now, what's next for you as a musician?
I'm sorry?
What's next for you as a musician? What would you like to do? What's your biggest challenge?
Oh, gee. I plead the Fifth Amendment.
You plead the Fifth Amendment. Now, if we want to follow you, can we follow you on Facebook?
Absolutely. I have a personal Facebook page at Mike Davis, and then I lead a band called The New Wonders that has a Facebook page, and I'm also on Instagram at Mike Davis Jazz.
Mike Davis Jazz.
Right.
Now, have you always loved this kind of music from way, way back?
No, I got into it hearing it played live when I was about 20.
Okay, well that's encouraging for all the young people out there.
There's a lot of good stuff live today. It's really happening, and you can go see it, and it's here.
One more time, the website, the Facebook page.
Facebook is Mike Davis or The New Wonders. Instagram is at Mike Davis Jazz.
Mike, darling, fabulous. Give me a kiss. Mwah. And we'll be back in a moment with more interviews. Keep watching, darlings. Pink champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.